Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new Pokemon video. First things first, if you take a look at my channel, I'm no longer called PokeRapid. I just felt like it was time for a change. I made that name, like 5-6 years ago maybe, and even my profile picture was from like 2020. So I just wanted to change it up. Rupid is the name that I've gone by for video games forever pretty much. So I just went with Rupid. And we're Rupid Collects now instead of PokeRapid. I feel like it just fits me a little bit better as I get older. Yeah, so if you notice that, there's your answer. It's the first week of the month though, so we're talking about an investing video. Best products I'm looking at in September. And usually this is the video that I show you what I bought in August, but I didn't actually buy anything in August. I took kind of a month off. I was on vacation for a week and just really wasn't in the space for like half the month. So I just didn't buy anything. But I've already purchased a lot of stuff for September, I'm gonna be honest. Like, twice as much as I normally do, if not more. So we can go ahead and get into products, but first I do want to say I'm by no means an expert. I don't think I'm an expert. I mean, just a few months ago I was posting about how I'm getting into Pokemon investing. I just like making videos. I like the Pokemon hobby, so I just put my opinions out there. And no means am I telling you to listen to me, and honestly I hope you don't. Okay, first product here was actually going to be 15110s. These were in stock earlier this week. I bought some earlier this week. They were all in stock, not just the Dragonite. There's like a Gengar one. There's a couple other designs too. They were all in stock on Pokemon Center, and now they're gone. So I was going to talk about these, but they're gone, so I'm not going to anymore. ATBs, though, there's still a ton in stock, especially from Sword and Shield on Pokemon Center. So you got Brilliant Stars there, Lost Origin. A lot of them are sold out, though. You're mainly looking at, I said Lost Origin, or this is Astral Radiance. You're looking at Brilliant Stars, Astral Radiance. I did pick up a Twilight Masquerade one. That's something I did buy this month. For Sword and Shield, it's these two, pretty much, that are the top dogs right now. 3-packs, I think I mention these almost every month, but it's still just Brilliant Stars and Astral Radiance here. I have both of them pulled up. You have the Sylveon promo, and then the Leafeon, and I believe there's a Glaceon Brilliant Stars one as well. 3-packs I don't think are going to be here for long. All the other Sword and Shield sets pretty much are sold out, so I don't think they're going to be here forever. Swiftly moving on, I have the Paldea Evolved trainer boxes up, mainly because I did see there's a huge sale on TikTok right now. People are selling these for like $32. That's just a great pickup, no matter what, just for the price you're paying for a pack. This right here, $36, $2 shipping. It's about $4 a pack. I mean, even at Walmart nowadays, packs are like $5 to $6 each. So $4 a pack is actually a decent deal. And then on TikTok, like I said, they're getting down to almost $3 a pack sometimes with some of these deals. So if you ever see any of those, I would recommend picking something up. And Paldea Evolved was like the top set for a while, and now it's just kind of opinionated on what you think is the top set for Scarlet and Violet, because you have Temporal Forces, Twilight Masquerade with that Greninja. So, but Paldea Evolved is still a great set. These are down a little bit as you take a look at the 3-month range there. They were sitting around 40. They've dropped a little bit, so it's not a terrible pickup, especially if you don't have any. I'd recommend 1 or 2. Next up here, Empoleon V Alt Art. Why I'm showing this one is in the past 3 months, it's dropped 17%. In the past 1 month, 8%. Someone bought a lot of them on this day for 33. 16 items sold. Jeez. But mainly because we went through that big spike beginning of summer where a ton of cards were up, and now we're finally starting to see them drop back down. Like before that spike, this was sold for as little as 24, and now it's 34. This one's listed at 40. But, you can find some lightly played ones for less than that, depending on what type of condition you're looking for. But I think people just forget about this card a lot because it's Battle Styles, and really the only thing Battle Styles is remembered for is that Sleeping Tyranitar. But this is like the second best card in there. I think it's a great one to have. You don't need to buy 10 of them, but just a few of them in the collection, I think, is a great single to have. We got a lot more singles coming up. I just want to get through that one early on. Right here with Scarlet and Violet base set boosters, they're right now under 100. And no matter what set it is, I think if you get a booster box under 100, it's a good deal. You hardly ever see them drop in the 80s, but low 90s is a pretty good deal, to be honest. Like, I mean, it's been here for a while, I will say. It's not like it's any breaking news that it's 92, but it was a little bit upper 90s.
You can get it at 92. You might be able to get some even lower. I think it's a decent pickup if you don't have any of these to go ahead and get one or two. Booster boxes don't stick this far low for a long time. Even a set like Battle Styles, which was like one of the worst Sword and Shield sets, and when it came out, nobody was buying it. It was at like $80 for a long time, I feel like. Which this was several years ago now, but now it's at $137. So even if you get this Scarlet and Violet base set at 92, could definitely see a $40 increase like Battle Styles in just 2-3 years. We have Temporal Forces booster boxes, like I said, around this $100 range. If you can get them there, may as well. And this is shipping included, so $104.95 for Temporal Forces, not bad. Decent set. Like I said, it's kind of just up to your opinion whether or not you think it's Paldea Evolved or whether or not you think it's like a top 3 set. I still think Paldea Evolved is above it. A lot of people think Twilight Masquerade's above it, and they've been sitting at this price for a while, so it might continue to sit, but I bet it goes up before it goes down, to be honest with you. 105, not a bad pickup, and you might be able to find them cheaper. Just keep your eyes out. If it drops to 100 or even in that 90 range, I'm definitely going to buy some more. I already have like 3 of these, but they're a good price range in my opinion. And I keep talking about it, but Paldea Evolved booster boxes, 140. These ones are actually up. I just wanted to mention them in the video because this set is pretty good. More and more Scarlet and Violet sets come out, and this continues to be one of the top dogs compared to these newer sets. So it might continue to rise as these new sets keep dropping. Like we just had Stellar Crown drop. I'm going to make a video on that for next week with my opinions on that set. But now it's time to get into a lot of these single cards because that's really what I enjoy looking at the most. Maybe just because a lot of them are a lot cheaper than the big $100 booster boxes. But first card on the list, though, Rook D from Paldea Evolved. $472. Probably can get a little bit cheaper. Near mint, $165 plus $1.27 shipping, so like $3-ish. It's just a good looking card. That's the thing with Scarlet and Violet, is just they're all really good looking cards. Like I said, a pretty good set like Paldea Evolved. Not a bad pickup if you can find it cheap like some of these. Speaking of cards that I think are cheap right now is this Steelix from Paradox Rift. This is one of the top 5-ish cards, I would say. Maybe even like the 3rd best. I can't quite remember exactly what's in that set, but this is a nice Steelix card. This is a great illustration. 17, pretty good. And you look at the last 3 months, we're down 27%. And before that big summer spike like we saw with that Empoleon, it was all the way down to 11, 12-ish. And this is the lowest we've seen since then. So it might be a good middle ground where it's about to just plateau out and stick at for a while. But it's definitely much better than $26 and $25 like this was. So somebody bought quite a few on September 3rd, buying 15, which it could have been more than one person. But this is one of the better cards in Paradox Rift. Pretty good price range. It's not super expensive at 17. Seeing a lot of Japanese cards here, though. Not a lot of English listings on TCG Player, at least. Next up, I want to talk about a few cards from a couple different sets. But we have Temporal Forces Arbok. Mainly why I'm talking about this one is if you can get it $7, so it's kind of just a middle card there, but a 151 Pokemon is always a decent card to get no matter what set it's from, just because 151 always seems to hold its value. Arbok, another example of that. $7, you can't really beat that. It's a pretty good price. And it's been here pretty much since the set released. It was a little bit lower after release. It's been at 7 for 3 months now or so. Now, Grle isn't a 151 Pokemon, but this is Temporal Forces, and this is a starter. Another illustration rare here, and you got Grle, you got a Starly in there, a couple Meryl walking through a field. It's a pretty solid card, man. I just feel like some of these are underrated, and last month it apparently dropped really hard, but now it's back up again. I don't even know why it dropped that far down. We got 578 of that listing. Market price is under 4, so you can probably find it. Starter Pokemon, it is in the middle there, so it's not like the most popular, but decent pickup. We got Gastly from Temporal Forces, and this card is just, in my opinion, a banger card. It's on the down slope, that's why I included it in this video. $20. for it right now, and it was 27 throughout July, start of August. It's just a great card. I mean, you got these Gengars, Haunters, Gastly inside of there. I don't know that it's going to go below. If it does drop here, it's definitely not going below 15. It's just a popular Pokemon. Like I said, original 151. And then you have a banger illustration on top of it. That is a great card. And even if you find it cheap in Japanese, like there are some Japanese ones going for like $7 on eBay. Not really seeing that here, but I recommend picking that up. We got Paradox Rift Groudon. This is one of the top cards. I think this is the second highest card right now in Paradox Rift. I put it here because it's on the downtrend again. 18% Paradox Rift, not one of the best sets, but it's a decent card to have. You know, popular legendary illustration, very pretty nice illustration. $50, not crazy expensive. If you're torn between an ETB and this, depending on the ETB, I would go with this. Another Paldea Evolved card. We have Tyranitar. I think this is a great illustration. Past 3 months, it is down a little bit, just a few bucks. But I'm kind of curious to see what it does this month because we've been kind of in this range. It looks like we're about to plateau down, or we could just drop down again and even get even lower than 28. But I like this card, so I want to include it. Hisuian Growlithe, Twilight Masquerade. Great illustration rare of Growlithe. Like I said, original 151, $7. Just a solid pickup. Like with 151, I feel like with singles sometimes you just don't really know, but with 151, I feel like singles are pretty safe if they're from the original 151 Hisuian Growlithe. It is the Hisuian version, but it's still Growlithe, so I wanted to include it. Pinsir, Twilight Masquerade, another one, original 151, right under $6, and it's actually dropping still. So we got, September 5th, yesterday, 15 sold, and for an average of $4.92. So still dropping. Honestly, I might grab some of these if they're going to continue dropping for that low. All right, last few cards of the video, I have some Obsidian Flames cards. Obsidian Flames, stinker of a set. It's super duper cheap, but there are some cards here that I think are very underrated. We have this Larvitar here. Larvitar. Tyranitar is the top card in sets sometimes. So Larvitar illustration rare, pretty good. And especially when it's this cheap, somebody picked up, or a lot of people bought some earlier, late August, 176. But yeah, you can get it for less than $2. I think it's a great pickup. And then lastly, I have this whole trio here. Obsidian Flames doesn't have a lot of great cards, but I think this trio is a solid pickup. Like the whole trio together. You got Pidgey, you got Pidgeotto, and you got Pidgeot. I think it's a great trio to have, and you can get them all for less than $30, right around $25, $26. So those are my picks for September. Honestly, with single cards, you never know what you're getting. But the sealed products I showed in this video, I'm very high on. So let me know what you think you're going to pick up this month. And if you have any different items that you're looking at that I maybe didn't mention in this video. Anyways, see ya.